Alright guys, I need you to promise me something. Promise that you'll do whatever Brian is about to tell you no matter what it is, okay? You promise? Alright, good. Brian, hit him with the facts.
Download Gif Your Game.
That's what I'm talking about. A fantastic idea. Why didn't I think of it myself? No, but seriously, you should. Even if you don't play Rocket League, it does work for other popular titles like Fortnite, League of Legends, and PUBG, and I'm sure more to come in the future. You can get all your best plays in GIF format at the click of a single button. Now, there have been 5 series so far in the MN5K that have gone the distance and been decided in the ace match. 4 of them have involved eekso, and 3 of those were won by eekso. The only game that didn't involve eekso, which went to game 5, was Kuxir versus Scrub, which of course Kux did lose. Safe to say then that taking eekso to game 5, although perhaps inevitable, might be a bad idea for the Italian. It was a sweeping win the last time Kux played though, just 2 days ago. Let's get down to the field and see if he can keep that momentum going. Game 1, Kux in the blue, looking for his 2nd series win in a row in the league. eekso looking to keep the pressure on Fairy at the top of the table. Not many look like they can catch Fairy at this point. It's a great save by Kux, and he's recovered well to keep the ball away from eekso. This is going to be a big challenge for Kux today. He was able to beat Flakes, but that playstyle matchup did look like a favourable one for Kux. Flakes being such a defensive player, Kux being so patient, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. eekso not quite the same sort of animal though. Expect full-on aggression from this guy. Probably, I would say, the most aggressive player that we have in the league against the most patient, so it's going to be an interesting one. Could go either way, but it could also be extremely one-sided. That is an almost perfect flick for eekso. He's got Kux thinking it's on target, and that's all he needed to get the 2-goal lead. Ridiculous speed on that one. Kux was just hoping that it would bounce out of the net, or maybe into him and then to the side. What's it going to be for eekso now? It's going to be 3-0. Kux having big problems dealing with eekso's flick so far. One of the best flicks in the world, no doubt. And one of the problems for Kux is that eekso's got such a wide variety of flicks at his disposal. A master of the reverse 45-degree flick, backflip flicks, front flip flicks. You name it, eekso can do it. It's a great read by eekso, knowing the ball is coming off his crossbar. Let's just put the ball into Kux's crossbar though. I believe he could have scored that one. Disappointment there. Missing out in the 4-goal lead. Kux using the post to get past eekso here. It was either post and in or another possession play for Kux. He was trying to make sure not to shoot a savable shot, and he's done well here, keeping it away from eekso long enough to find the opening. This is sort of what Kux has to do today. The challenges are going to come in hot, they're going to come in fast, they're going to come in often. And if he can just get the ball past eekso, it'll be him versus the open net from there. The problem he's facing though is that eekso's ball control has been pretty good. That's the first dribble that has not ended in a shot for eekso. Kux looking straight at the ball and he can't see past it. eekso decides to use that to his advantage, closes the gap, unbeknown to Kux. Now eekso's deciding to play a little bit more passively. And is that going to work? Kux is trying to pop it backwards it seems, but eekso did get a nice block on that one. Off the wall he goes. Kux staying low for the time being, but eekso's coming in for the demo. And you're going to need to look out for that one. Often something he teases early on in a series and then uses to great effect if we reach the ace match. But he's shown his card early on against Kux. The ace that he's always got up his sleeve. That's a great kickoff goal shot as well to make it 5-1. A lot of time left on the clock, and I expect a lot more goals in this game, no doubt, but not the good start that Kux was looking for. Not the start that he was able to get against Flakes just a couple of days ago. Aerial speed for eekso, matching the Italian, who was the aggressor there. Kux gonna have to do a little 3-point turn to get that boost. He'll want to improve on his boost management, he told me, after the Flake series. His flick for eekso equal to it. Kux is going to just leave that one. give eekso a chance to show him his flicking maneuvers at the other end. That's incredible dribbling by eekso. He's got Kux terrified of a bump attempt. Now, with boost, he's coming in for the flip reset. He gets it, but not the best shot. He didn't really connect on that one. It's more behind the ball than underneath it. And Kux will put that one in to the open net. A second open shot for Kux. This game could become eekso versus himself at some point. I'm sure at least one game in this series will be eekso trying to keep his own creativity under control. Kux has managed to scare eekso off this ball with not much boost. Of course, his management of boost is quite legendary. I did even compliment it in the last series he played, and then he told me afterwards that he thought it was quite bad by his standards. That shows you how good Kux boost management usually is, and eekso knows that. Kux looking to get this one over the top. He will, but it's a little bit too far forward to really follow up on. And oh, he's just completely missed this one. eekso with an open net shot, which I believe he might have put wide. He's caught up with it though, and he's going to correct that for the 4-goal lead. Indecision again for Kux in offense. This has been something that kind of pops up, not too frequently, but every now and then in his tournament run so far. He dribbles slowly towards the net and still can't make up his mind with what he wants to do when he arrives. Kux just getting enough on that ball to keep it from bouncing in. eekso's mixing up his offense really quite well right now, but Kux decides to rush a challenge to keep eekso guessing as well. eekso again missing an open net shot, but recovering fast enough to put the follow-up on target. He's up by 5. Game 1 really starting to get a bit out of control here for Kuxir. Sure, he won't be too worried just yet. He knows that eekso likes to go to game 5s, not by his own doing often. He's coming in for another air dribble bump. Kuxir actually avoids this one. That's a really nice save. I reckon he might have done enough here. Never mind. eekso with great speed puts it into his own crossbar. Comes Kux for the rebound, and he's going to bang that one in. He's given himself half a chance here. 55 seconds left. He's going to need to improve his kickoff conversion rate though. So far, eekso's been winning the majority, and that does not bode well for a 4-goal last-minute comeback. Kux looking for that floor pinch again. He's done that a couple of times this tournament. First time he's pulled it off this game was just now. eekso's going to use the same shot to clear the ball. Now it's got to be 1 goal every 10 seconds for Kuxir, or he will lose this one. He needs to put this on target, and fast. And he will, and it's going to be a goal. eekso couldn't get back quick enough. And at the current rate of scoring, it's not going to be quite fast enough to equalize within the time. But maybe Kux can make a play on 0 seconds. Oh, eekso trips him up and makes it 4 goals again. It's almost certainly over now. Good catch by eekso here. He spotted Kuxir jumping and he just parks his car right underneath him, completely ruining Kux's plan. And it looks like Kux is going to have to plan ahead to game 2 now. I don't think this one is very likely to come back in his favor anytime soon. eekso's putting in a 9th goal. Currently the top goals per game player in the league. And if he can score more than 6 goals in a game, he'll be adding, in fact increasing his average. So this game is only going to put eekso further in front in that category. Remember, $100 bonus going to the player with the highest goals per game at the end of the league play portion of the tournament. Kuxir, incidentally, is the lowest goals per game, but that's to be expected when he plays such a slow offensive style, really not getting too many chances per game compared to his opponents. Still, putting up 5 goals in a game is above average for him so far. He'll need to do better though if he's conceding 9 to eekso, who does move up 1-0 in the series. Take 2 for Kux, again in the blue. He was able to break his game 2 curse in his last series against Flakes, but he really needs it now, or else he'll have to reverse sweep eekso, who's looking sharp as ever. Definitely playing some of the best Rocket League we've ever seen from him. And so far, one of the few players, one of the 2 players in fact, who has not yet lost a series to Fairy Peak in the tournament. So that's a really exciting fixture that we have to look forward to. Sure, he's just focused on the task immediately in front of him though. Taking down Kux. With the flicks like that, it's definitely on the cards for eekso today. Kuxir somehow spotted that one. He's starting to gauge eekso's power now. As every single player has different flicking capabilities, different shooting capabilities, and Kux is trying to recalibrate to save the shots that are most likely to be occurring. eekso from a tight angle. Not much boost to set that one up, and he's going to have to say goodbye to it. Kuxir starts a low fast dribble, but he's got it going way wide for the boost grab. Decided not to shoot in this offensive play. eekso's done quite well here, managing to come out with a shot himself and another just to keep Kux back. Is Kux gonna actually take a shot? Yes, he is this time. Going for the 50-50 on the follow-up instead of the direct rebound. That shows a lot of respect for eekso's defensive capabilities. Of course, eekso's more known for his offense, but you don't get as good in 1v1 as he is without knowing how to stop your opponent's plays as well. Chess game developing here. Over 2 minutes, or almost 2 minutes in. eekso looking for the floor pinch, and Kuxir reads it. That is a insane read by Kux. eekso is trying to go low from the ceiling. We'll have to look forward to seeing that in the post-game highlights, because the goal's taken so long to happen at the other end that the save is timed out. But 1-0 exactly 2 minutes into the game for kuxir97. Decides not to wave dash here. He's going to slow play. eekso missed a couple of boost pads there, but Kuxir couldn't get the shot fast enough. Now he's got to go straight back to his goal, because eekso's going to come quickly for him, and it's another air dribble bump secured for eekso. Kuxir's definitely got his work cut out for him so far. eekso has had a really positive scoring record with his air dribble bumps, his pop bumps, his drive ahead of the ball demo attempts, everything involving physicality in offense for eekso, working wonderfully. And a low 50-50 is going to double him up. He's not wasted much time in this game. There were no goals for almost 2 minutes, and now we have 3 and 30 seconds. eekso takes the lead in game 2, and he's going to add to that lead with a kickoff goal to make it 3-1. Kuxir struggling in kickoffs in this match. A bit too low and off to the side on that one. Now it's starting to look grim for Kux. eekso trying to sneak a boost grab. He's actually got beaten to it though, taking a bit too long to turn around. And Kux with a demo and the open net attempt. And he should be putting that one in, and he will, to make it a 1-goal game. A little bit careless there by eekso. He's trying to go for the fake kickoff, followed by the boost grab. But he drove a little bit too far forward, and Kux was able to beat him to the back corner. A nice steal by Kux. He's not able to get into his own corner for boost here, and in comes eekso for another air dribble bump. It looks like Kux has got his number this time. The problem though for Kux is that the 2 times he has saved eekso's air dribble bumps, eekso's not really been under too much threat in terms of counter-attacks, and the 2 times he hasn't saved it, the ball's been in the back of his net. So if I'm eekso, I'm going to keep trying them. Why not? It seemed to be a pretty good tool right now. Oof, eekso almost putting in a shot across the net, but Kux not only gets away with it. Oh my goodness, eekso actually grabbed that boost. It looked like Kux would beat him to it. Now he's in a bit of an awkward spot. Not the best landing this time. eekso's coming back yet again for another flick, and it is going to be top corner. Kux took a bit too long this time to recover after saving the initial shot. He could not beat eekso to the ball. 2-goal game now. eekso extends his lead once again. At least for this game, Kux has a much better chance of coming back. That's a nice pinch clear by eekso. He's giving himself a lot of time here. There's always the outside chance that it does go on target. eekso's going to shadow Kux. He's going to have to bring this one back from an almost impossible angle. I'm not sure if that was the initial plan to miss the ball and look for the demolish play, but he came in sideways to try and fool eekso there. who just missed his last second flick. Kux off target. eekso, whether he knew it or not, has beaten the ball to the wall. And he's got a chance at the other end. That's apparently not enough alone time in the open net though, because Kux is back. eekso somehow gets it past him. What a catch and pop that is. And we just have to take a look at this from Kux's eyes. Just when he thought eekso was out of the play, eekso recovers, gets underneath the ball and puts it middle. Careless challenge by Kuxir. He was trying to just catch the ball as it was passing him by so that he could immediately counter-attack and start to close the gap on eekso's lead. And it ends up being extended. Side flip shot does go past eekso to make it a 2-goal game again. And although it wasn't the best one we've ever seen from Kux, it was still more than enough to surprise eekso, who jumped with a little bit too little momentum this time. Kux really needs kickoff wins here because eekso will run down the clock if he can get this under control. Wouldn't be surprised to see him turning around here and taking it back into his own half. But, oh, he spotted Kux off his line. The Kuxer can't save it. It was a good effort. Well spotted by eekso. He saw Kux creeping forward and he tripped him. And Kux is just trying to think of a way to save this. It was in a little bit of an awkward spot. I'm sure there was a way, theoretically, to keep that one out of the net with a post pinch or a crossbar pinch, but you can forgive Kux for failing on that attempt, I'm sure. You know, barring another eekso game 3-4 loss, it looks like he's going to be threatening Fairy at the top of the table yet again. It's 2-0 for eekso. Kuxir on the ropes. Game 3. eekso in the red, or the orange rather, yet again. He's messed up his kickoff to start things off, but Kux not able to get it in just yet. He'll go for a wide dish, and eekso will save it. So the wave dash into the shot to try and get the counter attack. Looks like Kuxer's there for it though. Good attempt by eekso. The wave dash was, of course, the only way that he could have got that one in. Mind game by Kux. eekso is in a nice position to block pretty much every mind game and every flick there that Kux could be sending his way. Kux looking for a better angle out wide. He's going to take a shot from the edge of the box, but you'd be surprised to see that getting past an eekso who is ready and watching every move. It's a pinch shot from his own half again, and that might be on target. eekso read it well. Backed off at the perfect time. Would have been a close one there. Not sure if it was in or crossbar, but Kux with his best pinch shot yet that we've seen in the breakout. I think with a long setup like that, players are just going to know that that's what Kux is doing, but if he can do it a bit more surprisingly as the opponent is still in his back corner and trying to recover, who knows, maybe we'll see another happening, another that actually makes a difference. His only pinch shot that he scored so far this tournament was, of course, the one against Scrub when he was already losing by 6 or 7 goals. He's got the lead against eekso here, giving eekso a ton of space though. eekso's going to have another opportunity to put Kux in an awkward position. Looks like he's missed the boost and had to go back for it. Kuxir saved up a lot himself. There's another chance to run away. He's going to grab boost and evade capture from behind, and now he's got eekso on 0 boost. He used all of it attempting to demolish Kuxir. Does Kux know just how crippled eekso is? I think he might now. The window is closed. eekso survives, and he's got 100 boost again. He's got Kux in his sights. Flick doesn't quite line up as well as he wanted it to. Oh my goodness, Kux has just got demoed. eekso has a chance here, but he misses his dodge. That's a single jump shot. It's never going to be powerful enough. It's low scoring again. Kux has a 1-goal lead, just like the last game, and a chance to make it 2. He's just gone for the pop shot. It's going to go wide of the target. Boost grab for Kux. in eekso's corner to level things off. It's another failed flick for eekso. Is he going to sort this out? Because right now his offense is looking pretty tame compared to what we're used to seeing from him. Oh dear, kuxir needs to be careful. He's almost put that on his own net. Still has a little bit of boost in the tank to defend with, but he's not got enough. eekso drills it top corner. Really nice shot here by eekso. Putting it in the very top shelf of the goal and close to the post. Now with just over half, or just less rather than half the game to go, we're all tied up. eekso looking to sweep Kux. The only player who's been able to do that so far is Fairy Peak. Took a game off OSM and 2 off Scrub. Oh my goodness, kuxir saves the best flick that we've seen from eekso so far. He's going for a double touch. He's going to have to forget about that though, as he was way off the backboard. Now Kux with the next offensive play. He's got eekso in his sights this time. Looking to delay, flick it to the top corner. eekso's playing quite well in defense. He's spacing pretty much ideally away from the zone that Kux wants him to be in. Kux is in another really rough spot. He's going to use the back end of the car to put it high and give himself some time to get back in the game in terms of boost. And oh my goodness, he could have actually had it over eekso there. He must have thought that that was a fake challenge. Bump attempt by Kux. He didn't get a good impact on eekso there. If he caught him clean, I reckon it was a goal. And it's still kuxir with the best opportunities. eekso now turns that around. He's put one on target. Kux using the back end of the car again to put the ball as high as possible. Give himself as much time to get back involved in the game. It's another shot for eekso, another save for kuxir. And kuxir's so scared of being demoed from behind. It's good that he's aware of that possibility though, because you know eekso is going to go for that. There's the rush challenge. kuxir with the counter. Great read by Kux. He's noticed that eekso's challenging at the earliest possible convenience for him. And kuxir makes it inconvenient for him on this occasion. 1-goal game, one of the lowest scoring matches that we've seen in the entire tournament. But eekso's not done yet. He's got 55 seconds and a chance. kuxir does get the save on the first shot. He dodges off the post to get the second. He's under a lot of pressure here though, and eekso's making it as difficult as he can. He's landed into the flick attempt. Kux with another save. eekso really mixing up the ceiling shots as much as possible, but it looks like he's losing another goal on the counter. kuxir makes it a 2-goal lead, and we do have a series on our hands here. kuxir does not want to be swept. He wants to reverse sweep. He's taking the broom right out of eekso's hands here. 30 seconds left. He doesn't need any more. He's going to use his boost to recover faster. He's keeping his eye on eekso. He doesn't want to give eekso an early goal. eekso's using his main move, the air dribble bump, and he's going to get it yet again. Unbelievable conversion rate from eekso. All he needs is a couple of touches and he just leaves the ball. And even though he didn't really get much of Kux that time, he keeps Kux away from it. 19 seconds. It'll be a nail-biting final few for Kux because eekso's back in control. I bet he's going to try the air dribble bump if he can. And here it comes. eekso looking for his shot yet again. Adapts into a rebound, but he's hit the bar. Kuxir hangs on. And with one more clear, and that will be game. 1 second remaining. Kux makes it 2. But he must have been pretty scared when he saw eekso setting up another aerial bump attempt. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing a lot more of these. It's good watching the back and forth, seeing how eekso's bumps match up with Kux's dodges. But for now, it's kuxir on the board. 2-1 though, in favour of eekso. And so the series develops not too unlike what we expected. As Kuxir's win does come in the game where eekso didn't get his flicks working. He's just saved the early shot from Kux. He's got to get another one though because the ball's almost on target. Here comes Kux for round 3. And it's a great start for the Italian. 1-0 early on. I love that instant shot by Kux. He knows that eekso's in an awkward spot, so he fires again just to keep eekso from grabbing boost and getting back in the game. Hold on, eekso almost missing the kickoff goal. I thought for a second he'd hit the post there. But it is a tie game. And we're right back to square one for Kux. I'd say at the start of this match that the game is developing not too unlike what we expected, because when eekso has got his flicks working, he's looked nigh unstoppable. Speaking of nigh unstoppable flicks, Kux with quite an impressive one here himself. And I love that, using his boost to fly back down. He needs to recover as fast as possible if he's going for any fake pops with double jumps. This is the most aggressive we've seen Kux early on in any of the games so far, but no way, eekso with another great shot from the kickoff. 2 kickoff goals in a row make it a tie game for eekso. Perfect timing and perfect placement on that one, right as the ball bounces. We've already nearly got as many goals in game 4 as we did in the last game. Kux this time does win a kickoff. He's got a chance to be cheeky, looks for the backwards shot, but eekso was ready for it. It would have needed to be absolutely perfect if it was going to work out. eekso, floor pinch into rebound. Kux is going to beat him to the follow-up. But he's only gone and given it back to eekso in the midfield. Like, Kux is going to take to the air. He doesn't want to give eekso any more time on the ball than absolutely necessary, and I don't disagree with that mindset at all. What's it going to be? eekso with a good flick, but Kux does get the save. Kux can make sure that he's ready for these boomer flicks when they happen. He's going to increase his chances in this series dramatically. Then it'll become eekso and his air dribble bumps versus Kux and his evasion tactics, which is a battle I would not hate to see. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's calm down now. Kux, slow dribble, but he's backflipped, and eekso's panicked. In comes Kux for the chip shot attempt, but eekso parked his car right in the way. Good shot by eekso. He's got Kux on the back foot here. He might turn early just to keep Kux under pressure, but he's walked right into Kux, in fact. He might have just given the ball away. Kux is trying to time his boost grab in the back corner, but prefers to just take the ball, if nothing else. Delayed shot from the air, saved. eekso calculating Kux's options there very well. Another flick, another save. Oh no, never mind, Kux has dropped this one in. And I'll tell you what, he might have been expecting something more here, because he's gone and jumped ahead of it a little bit. Of course, if the ball's going faster, he'll be putting that into the crossbar. So actually, eekso's flick not showing up has earned him a goal. Pinch shot by Kux. He's going to fire right into the corner. eekso's got to be careful, look. You never know, it could bounce on target. He's there, giving a lot of respect to Kux's pinch shots. It's positions like this that I would love to see Kux going for that pinch. When eekso's in his half and recovering, that's, I think, the best time for Kux to set up that pinch. Not when eekso's already in defense. Look at the flicking maneuvers by eekso, though. This is so hard to stop. And at some point, Kux is just going to have to put his head down and run forward. By turning around, he makes it almost impossible to stop a flick that is that well executed. 2-goal lead for eekso. He's definitely had Kux on the back foot for the majority of this series. A deserved lead so far. Great distance by eekso to kill some more time, but he's giving it to Kux now, though, and Kux is looking for the top corner. He should really be scored in that one. He's missed his bump as well. Thinking about challenging backwards. Kux still has a boost advantage here. eekso is a little bit all over the place. Shot by Kux. Bar down and in this time. It might have actually just missed the bar. But either way, Kux does get the goal. But I think he should have scored a bit earlier. Maybe just grazing the bar ever so slightly on the way in there. All the best shots do hit the bar on the way in, of course. Got to be using those in your own game. Oh my goodness, what a save by eekso. He's pre-jumped and used all his boost to perfection there on the kickoff. Kuxir using his to get back down to earth as fast as possible. And for good reason, eekso's shots have been pretty nasty so far this series, especially in this final game after kickoffs. 1 goal in it. eekso does dribble the ball back into his own half. What is Kuxir going to try and do? He doesn't come in for the boost steal. He's looking for an interception on the ball, but eekso's turned this one around really well. Wave dash. Tries to catch him with the power slide, but has he done a little bit too much? It looks like he has. The ball's just rolled in. A solid challenge by Kux. And eekso is looking for a half mind game, half catch play. But if he's going to infield dribble when Kux is coming right at him, the challenge into goal is always a possibility. 1 minute now. And change. Kuxir just lets eekso close the gap as easy as you like, but oh no, eekso's missed the open net. Kux has gone for boost. He's already celebrated. And I bet Kux wishes he went back to his goal. He thought eekso had put that one in, so he goes for the boost. He's just trying to get out of the blast radius of the goal explosion. If he'd stuck around, he could have got the clear. That's one of the worst open net misses we've seen so far. But bad habits for Kux. He's always one to run away from goal explosions. eekso rebound. Uses his dodge, but all he's done is passed it to Kux, and he's given himself a nice shot in the chat. Because he's just gone and done it again, hasn't he? Given Kux a counter-attack for free. And it's happening, guys. eekso in his game 5s. By the end of this league, he might have played a lot more than everybody else, and he's just going to give that one up. It's on target already. Kux has taken the lead. What on earth is happening here at the end of this game? We've got open net misses. We've got salvage shots. Great passes to opponents. And now Kux taking a 1-goal lead with not much time left in the clock, and he's got ball control. What's eekso going to do now? He's got to make another couple saves. Kux has got the boost advantage. Top corner is going to do it. Kux is on the cusp of setting up the reverse sweep. eekso getting a bit ahead of himself there. And he was always going to be second best in that exchange. Now with a kickoff going well for Kux, it is his game to lose. He can just keep shooting now to keep eekso away from the 100 boost that eekso so badly wants. I'll tell you what though, he's got it now. Kux is just going to spank him into the Kux with a couple of bumps to kill some more time. You know, he's not done well enough to take the game just yet, but eekso has only got 3 seconds to come back. A kickoff goal would do it though. Can he do it? Can he bring it out? Is there going to be any shenanigans here? eekso plays straight up. He's got to keep it in the air though. This needs to be the perfect touch, and it is. eekso looking for the catch now. Kux coming in fast, and I think that might do it. Indeed it will. GG, we are going to game 5. And so, the final game, one of the best series we've seen so far. It's been a pretty crazy back and forth. But somehow, some way, Kux has found himself with the option of reverse sweeping eekso. With how eekso's playing, anything, absolutely anything could happen. It is really just him versus himself at times. So many open net shots on counterattacks for Kuxir. When flicks and plays for eekso don't go quite as planned. It's a clean demo to set up another one. But what's it going to be? Can he find the mechanical ability that's been sometimes there, sometimes not? This time it is. What a flick by eekso. Kux wasn't even off his line here. There's just no time to react. And bar down. Perfection by the Englishman. A great start. But Kux does win the kickoff, and it's a good one because he can keep shooting. This is what's causing eekso problems, when Kux can start taking pot shots. But look at that. What a play by eekso. He's passed it to himself off the sidewall. And Kux got baited by the boost. He thought that there was a chance for him to just box eekso in there. But eekso sees an opening. Passes it to himself. Which is sometimes risky. So it is going to send the ball back into the corner. Kux takes a touch after the kickoff. eekso steps into the 50-50 with ease. It's still eekso looking dominant in the final game. A minute in. Kux, the edge of the box again. Backflip flick to the crossbar, but he's so close to the net. He needs multiple bumps, but oh my goodness, what bump by Kux. eekso goes flying. And there is the goal for kuxir. Poor eekso. He takes one bump and then a second one sends him almost to the halfway line. And you know, sometimes these bumps are worse than demos because you're out of the game for so long. eekso's still in control for the time being. Not quite enough on that flick to put it past kuxir, but he's coming off the ceiling now to try and bamboozle Kux yet again. Kux has done really well, not just defending this ceiling shot, but every ceiling play that eekso's tried so far. eekso's also done, or had a pretty safe alternative whenever ceiling shots don't work. He's fast on the recovery, doesn't want to remove himself from the game. Pre-jump save by Kux. He's had no boost for the longest time here. eekso actually looking for a double touch, and he gets it! What a play by eekso! Kux was just staring him down here, thinking, what are you going to do? But the ball's actually spun so far into the middle that eekso was first to react. Kux almost thought it was safe there for a second. Didn't realize how dangerous it was till it was too late. Well done by eekso. He could have easily backed off to get more boost there. He decided not to. Kux going to try and take a leaf out of eekso's playbook, and he's not done it too well at all. And now you see what happens when you don't execute the air dribble bump as well as eekso does every time. eekso just drives right underneath Kux, and he walks the ball in for the 3-goal lead. Kux just needed more height on that air dribble, or he needs the shot to be going in top shelf, because then eekso's forced to jump to save it. He lets eekso just drive into a save, and there really is not much danger at all. This is very awkward now for Kux. eekso's had full control. He's playing the best that we've seen since early in the series. And all Kux can do is sit in his net and make as many saves as possible. Here comes eekso again. He's got all the angles you want. Despite Kux catching a piece of him there, he still gets the boost steal. It's all eekso in game 5. kuxir is trying to set up a clear ball to himself, but it goes straight to his opponent. And eekso makes it 5-1. kuxir is trying to just pop that ball in front of himself so he can quickly recover and fire a long shot, but he caught it way too thick. eekso was there. Here comes another attempt from the sidewall. Just been full control by eekso in game 5. Reverse wave dash by Kux. Just trying to stay relevant right now, but eekso is causing all kinds of problems. 6-1. And he found his consistency in the flick game when it mattered most. The placement's just been too good. Every single one coming off the woodwork into dangerous areas. Kux has got a almost impossible task. Can he come back from 5 down? He doesn't have his dodge here, but he does have the dunk. And this time it's eekso on the receiving end of an air dribble goal. That's a good start for Kux. He's got a lot more to do though, and kickoffs, dare say, they have to go in his favour. There's one. He could shoot this, but eekso's coming back pretty quick. Another touch for eekso to keep the ball in a safe location, just as he needed to do. Now the boost steal for eekso. He's going to set up another open net. He's going for the mind game. I'm not sure that was entirely necessary. He's given Kux a chance here. Should still be eekso's goal eventually, but you don't want to be doing this against Kux, because if he can start to win kickoffs after one more goal, you never know. And here he comes for a 4th. Oh, he's gone and saved it. 3rd rather. He's got an open net as well, but eekso is hanging on, kind of thanks to Kux's misplays at the moment. He does put the 3rd goal in eventually. And will eekso regret that mind game attempt? He could have had a 5-goal lead. Instead, he's got a 3-goal lead, and a minute and 12 seconds can be a long time in 1v1 when you're losing kickoffs. He's won that one though. Or at least to a degree. He decided not to go for the ball. Kux is going to go for an early shot, but couldn't quite get behind it. And eekso can just run down the clock from this position. What's he going to go for? He's actually recycling this one pretty quick, and I'm not sure I agree with that, because now Kux can use that momentum, turn it right back around, and put it in his net. Oh, he's missed the ball though. That was Kux's chance. eekso gave him all the momentum he needed, but he just could not use it to his advantage. And just think, with almost 50 seconds left, a 2-goal game would have been very tough, but oh my goodness, eekso makes it a 4-goal game in style. What on earth was this? He's just used his second jump at the latest possible moment to surprise Kux, who thought that eekso could only fall back down to the ground. But it's regret for Kux, not regret for eekso at the end of game 5. We're thinking maybe eekso's going to wonder, what if I just scored instead of going for that mind game, but it's actually Kux who's going to be kicking himself. He missed the ball on what was an open net counter attack. Maybe not the whole net was open, but there was, you know, a good bit of the left side of the net that eekso was never going to get there in time. As things stand though, eekso is going to take another game 5 win here. He's not won all of his game 5s, but he's won the majority. And kuxir is going to have to go back to the drawing board. He joins OSM and Flakes in the 1-4 club. It's a battle at the bottom of the table for the final 3 seeds. 2 games left to go for just about everybody. eekso finally gets the job done and wins 3-2 over kuxir. eekso leapfrogs Scrub into second place for now. All these game 5s are keeping his win-loss differential pretty close to even though, and that means any win for Scrub tomorrow against Ocelon would push eekso back into 3rd place. Kuxir's win-loss differential is pretty good for a player with only 1 win out of 5 series, but he'll need to pick up a series win against Bluey in 2 days' time if he wants to climb any higher than his current position of 6th place in the league. Looking beyond those 2 series, we have top versus bottom on day 22 when Fairy Peak and Flakes go head to head, and then on the day 23 of the competition we have the battle for 2nd place. It's eekso versus Scrubkilla. Remember, you can check out the full tournament schedule as far as league play on the Liquipedia page. Use the !! bracket command in Twitch chat, or check out the description if you are watching on YouTube. For now though, it's goodbye from me as we bring day 19 of the Mannfield Night 5K to a close. Thanks as always for watching, and see you again tomorrow.